It's almost 4 months. April, May, June, July. It's almost 4 months. Yeah, it's almost 4 months. I've been flying in Canadian sky. And I just thought that I'll give an update of my life flying in Canada and how I'm feeling and how my life it is. How much different it is from my previous airlines and experiences that I had. So today, I specifically made this. I am making this video today because yesterday was a very hard day for me, and I flew for very long hours, and I was feeling very low. I was feeling very I don't know, there was a different feeling. Maybe that is what is called fatigue. I've never felt that before. So maybe I was young when I was flying with other airlines, and maybe it's the age that is overpowering it. I don't know, but yesterday was very difficult, so I thought I'll just make a flight video. I'll just make a video to share my experience. Today I still have one more day to go, and then I will reach home tonight. This is a 4-day pairing. So here how it works, like with Qatar Airways or for Kuwait Airways, we used to go to one destination. So from Doha I will go to let's say Osaka, or Doha to, let's say, Montreal. So I'm just doing one flight. They are very long flight, but I'm just doing one flight. So it's one takeoff and one landing. Or I'm doing a short flight. Probably I'm just going to Doha to Dubai, and Dubai come back. So they never make you fly a lot of destination in a day, which was good though. Here in Canadian aviation, what I realize is also where I'm flying my company, because we mostly fly within Northern America. So it is like Canadian destinations or American destinations or Caribbean destinations. So that is what I'm doing. So it's all nearby in the vicinity. So I guess probably because of that, and of course the operational whatever they have decided, like they make us fly like many destinations in a day. I feel like many, but we can do like a lot of flight in a day. So it is very difficult flying here as compared to like what I used to fly. That's what I feel. When I started flying with my previous airlines, I was pretty young. I was 21 that time. So I had energy to go out and to do those long flights, and yet land in probably do a 15 hours or 16 hours flight, and yet land in New York, and then go out with the crew and have fun. But here we almost work for like 13 hours a day, and yeah, and then you reach the hotel, and then you have just minimum rest. So minimum rest here is like if I'm going away from my base, then I am just like sleeping around 10 hours, 10 and a half hours, or sometimes even less, because by the time you reach hotel from the airport and you get your hotel room, you go inside, you change, and you sleep, it's sometimes even less than that, and that is legally okay here. So that obviously that's why company follows it. So here is a pattern, like they will send you they will give you pairing, like 1-day pairing. So you just go and come back. They will give you pairing of 2 days pairing, 3 days pairing, 4 days, or 5 days. So this time it is a 4-day pairing, and yesterday was the 4th day, and yesterday was my 3rd day, and today will be my last day, which is the 4th day of my flying away from my home. The maximum I have seen is the 5-day pairing, where I'm away from home 5 days, and that is again too much. Like I crave for my family too much that time. But sometimes 5-day pairing, but if it's not hectic flying, it's not like mentally okay, you miss family, but physically you don't feel it. But however, like this 4-day pairing, it's deadly. So I am almost flying 13, not flying, like every day I'm working for 13 hours plus, and I am getting rest only minimum. So somewhere like 10 hours, somewhere like 10 and a half hours, somewhere like 11 hours, like wherever I'm. So like that's like minimum hours, and it could be 12 hours. But again, that I said, like from the time you land and from the time you go to your hotel room and you change and you sleep, it's it's almost like really, really short duration that you get to feed yourself or sleep or recharge your body for the next day. So that is what is happening. And this 4 day was very tough for me. Yesterday night I was feeling very low, and luckily I have very good crew, so they were so nice. They took care of me, and funny, nice, good heart people. And I think that's why I kind of like survived yesterday. So yesterday I did almost 13 and a half hours of like duty time, and I had to sit and so I operated a flight, and I operated 3.5 hours flight going, and then I came back around 3 hours flight. Then we had to sit in the airport for 3 hours and 15 minutes or something, and then there was another flight. But the time zone and everything, so by the time I was doing my last flight, it was around the departure was around midnight, and I was supposed to reach here after midnight, like my destination. So I was like, by the time I was doing my third flight, and that I had to wait those 3 hours and 15 minutes at the airport, and then the final flight, I was feeling so low. My body was feeling so low. I don't know, there was something. I was just not feeling good. And maybe that's the first time I felt fatigue, because I've been sleeping minimum rest for past 3 nights, and I'm working like long hours. So maybe that's what is called fatigue. I don't know what, but it was I was feeling very low, and I even asked my crew like should I report fatigue or not. They were really nice, and they said if you want. So if I would have reported fatigue, so basically I would be offloaded from the flight, and maybe they would have kept me in a hotel in that place, and then I don't know how things work from there. Flight was very short, the last flight. It was only 20 minutes flight, so I was just telling myself, it's just 20 minutes flight. I can do it. I just need sleep. Probably if I sleep, it'll be fine. So just 20 minutes, bear with it. But however, as you know, it's just 20 minutes of flying, but the boarding time, the deplaning of passengers, and then you come out of the aircraft, and then you go somewhere, you walk. So the gate was very far, so we had to walk at the end of the airport where our transport would pick up. That would take another 20 minutes to just walk there, and then transport would pick up, and the transport delivered us basically to the hotel, or dropped us to the hotel, and that took around half an hour. Or 20 minutes, because it was far. So all this thing takes time, but I was just pushing myself, like telling myself I can do it. And the crew was nice too, as I said. So they were very supporting. They were like giving me all the encouragement, cracking jokes and laughing, and yet telling me, if you don't feel okay, like, you can go ahead, we'll support your decision. And if I would have done that, if I would have like offloaded myself from the flight, I know it would have affected everybody, like the passengers and the crew and everybody. But I also understand that if I'm not feeling good, I shouldn't be, because then I'm responsible for the life of other passengers in that aircraft, right? So if I'm not able to take care of myself, I cannot take care of them. But then yeah, I was just like, with their encouragement and with my mental, like telling myself that I can do it. I did the flight. I came to my room, I slept. So this is the last day. I woke up, I'm feeling way better. I'm just telling myself this is the last day. I should be able to carry on and do the flight. And hopefully today will be a better day, and hopefully it'll be a nice day. As I said, my crew is nice, so I always look forward to fly with them. Like these other two crew that I'm flying, they're very nice. So yeah, so I'm hoping it should be a new day and a new beginning. But I just wanted to come and share the difference of life as a flight attendant with the Middle East Airlines, or the airlines that I was flying. Like I was with Qatar, and then difference of flying in Canadian sky. It's very different. Just the flying. There's a lot of other different things there, which I'm not talking today. I just wanted to talk about the flying pattern. It's very different. So there you're just flying one destination and you're coming back. Here you're flying multiple destinations, and they're like 4 days pairing, 5 days pairing, as I said, and this is the 4 day pairing, and you work long hours here. And so there I have done a flight for even 18 hours from Doha to coming to US one time, because they had to like go longer way or whatever. But when you work those long hours, you do get rest. You do get rest for 5 hours, 5.5 hours. Sometimes even if you're lucky, you can get rest more than that. So you do get rest in the aircraft. Here, like I got rest at the airport, but then it's not a rest because there's passengers, there's people around you and stuff. So it's not a rest, and yeah, and mentally you're still carrying yourself. You're wearing a uniform, and you have to be a certain way at the airport. You can't just lie flat and rest somewhere on the seat, like lying down or something. So even though I'm at the airport resting for 3 hours, I was not resting. I was just probably like sitting there. So that way of flying is difficult here. And some days it's over exhausting, definitely over exhausting. It's my passion for flying that I came back flying after 10 years of gap. I would say 10 years I didn't fly, and after 10 years I decided to fly. So I would say it's my passion for flying. Yeah, and I was just with my kids for 10 years, and I was with my husband, and then I thought, okay, let's go back to flying. So most of the days I enjoy my work because I do like my work, and that is what I've been doing since my professional career started. But then yesterday was one day when I was feeling really on my body, and I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Today is a new day. Hopefully it'll go good, and I'll be able to carry on and see my kids at night, because I'm landing tonight to my hometown, home city. And so that's my update for 4 months of flying, like how I feel. It's very tiresome. I think I would say 60% of my flying are tiresome days, and 40% of my flying are like ordinary days. It could be just because I am right now the junior most here. So one of my friends said, as I had a lot of flying experience, so when I joined here, will I not get a seniority? So I said, no, it doesn't work that way. So when I joined here, I didn't get any seniority, so I had to start from the beginning, because whoever stuck to the company for so many years have those rights and seniorities, and I, being a new employee, would be starting from the beginning. And that is how it works. Most of the aviation industry work like that. So it's not just my company, it's mostly most of the company are like that, like aviation world. So here I'm junior most, so I don't know, maybe being junior most, I get those kind of flights where it's like I'm stretching my body a lot. I feel like mentally and physically I'm stretching my body. Some days I can feel it, and some days are smooth as butter. Luckily, the most of the crew I meet are very nice here. Some odd ones are always everywhere. So no complaints, but yesterday was one low day that I felt like I needed support, and by God's grace I had a very good crew, so they supported me. And yeah, it's my 4th day, and hopefully I will still move on and carry on with my professional goals and professional career, and will not stop flying, because I do want to end my professional career only as flight attendant, because that's what my passion was when I was young, and that's what I started as my first job, and that's what I always did. So that's it for today's update. I'm gonna get up now, get ready, eat something, and again today is 3 destinations, I think. Yeah, 3 destinations. So I go somewhere, then I go somewhere, and then I go somewhere. No, I go somewhere, and then from there to that somewhere, point A to B, B to C, and then from C to D. Yeah, so 3 flights, and the D is my home city. So that'll be all for this pairing. So yeah, I will update again in few months and see how I feel here. So far, I'm carrying on. Have a good day, everyone.